What's up, y'all? It's Andrew, aka Life of Little Raj, back with another video for you guys today. Today we are having a special review, so you may have seen this model on my shelf already, so it's not exactly an unboxing, but we will still do a review. So this is the Gemini200 Emirates Boeing 777-300ER. So this is the 1 to 200 scale die-cast aircraft model. So I'll start off by showing the box and then I'll reveal the model afterwards. But this thing is massive. As you can see, the box is humongous. I had to zoom out a little bit. I used two little table stands in order to get the model and the box all together. This model was a model I bought at Airliners International. So first I'll go over the box and then I'll reveal the model afterwards. So to start off with the box, here we have the Gemini200, and then here we can see the Emirates across the box, and then we have the CGI version of the model. So like I mentioned earlier, Boeing 777-300ER 1 to 200 scale die-cast aircraft model, and then we have the item number. So I'm going to rotate the box around. So we'll start here on the side of the box. Basically in similar details here where it shows Gemini200 1 to 200 scale die-cast model, Emirates CGI plane, and then we have the Boeing 777-300ER and then the item number again. So basically the same thing. You can see the price here. So this model I did buy from Airliners International. I bought it from Nick at the Texan airplane store. So shout out to him. He gave me a very good deal on this. This was the last model that I bought at Airliners International before it was time to wrap things up and pack everything up to go back home. So shout out to Nick. I'm pretty sure I got this model for like $110 before tax. So that was great. I know I got it for a steal. He originally was selling it for $142 at the beginning of Airliners International, and then the final day he bumped it down all the way to $110. So this was a great buy. My last buy to finish off the Airliners International experience for me and such. And I know I was able to get a picture with Red River Aviation as he bought his last model, and he went all out and bought that big Antonov plane. So I'll post a picture in the video. Whenever I go back to edit this video, I'll post a picture and then you guys can admire both our models that we bought. So going back to looking at the box here, so it's basically the normal Gemini stuff that we see on the boxes. So this one, Gemini200, Gemini Jets brings you the highest quality precision die-cast metal airliners in highly collectible limited editions with officially licensed markings. So you can see it's highly collectible, superior quality, realistic metal landing gear, detailed printed graphics, as real as it gets, features rolling rubber tires, and it includes a chrome metal display stand. So that is one thing different. This Gemini200 does come with a stand, and the stand is nice. So unlike the Southwest models that I reviewed earlier where I wasn't a fan of the stand, with this stand I'm a little bit more of a fan of. So continuing on reading the box, new aircraft being added monthly. Please contact your dealer for the latest releases or visit our website, www.Gemini200.com. So this product is under license from the Boeing Management Company. So it's 777 and Boeing are among the trademarks owned by Boeing. So you can see this model was made in China, and the copyright for this model is the copyright of 2011 Gemini Jets Las Vegas, Nevada, USA. Looking at the other portions of the box, so nothing too much, just the Gemini200 airline or adult collectible model. You get your warning for it containing small parts, not suitable for children under 14 years of age, and then your barcode. Looking at the other side here, it's basically the same as the other side we saw, with just the CGI Boeing Emirates model and then the Gemini200 1 to 200 scale die-cast model. At the bottom here, you can see Gemini200. Visit our website for new releases, www.Gemini200.com. So with that being said, I'm going to put the model up here and then take the box out and boom, there's the model. So to start with the model, I figured I'd focus on the model and I'd focus on the stand afterwards. So we can start by taking a look of the model basically from a zoomed out perspective. So you can see this model is pretty big. I'll kind of hold it with two hands here. It's massive compared to all the other models that I have, aside from the Boeing 747 A380 that I have. Those are even bigger than this, but this one's also like really big compared to the other 1 to 200 models that I've reviewed so far on the channel. So this is a beautiful model. It's one of my favorite ones that I've collected so far. So I'll go ahead and start at the beginning of the aircraft. So let me readjust the camera so I can get the best angle for you guys. This model is big, so I gotta readjust the angles and move the camera around a little bit more compared to a 1 to 400 model. So we'll start off with the front of the aircraft. At the front you can see the cockpit window, and then right beneath the cockpit window we have Boeing 777-300ER. Below that there's the landing gear, so we have the Sierra, or not Sierra, we have Charlie Sierra, and then the red line to indicate the landing gear. There's good detail along the door, so the L1 door, we got the gutter at the top, and then we have the instructions for operating the door as well as the Emirates logo in red. Moving along, we have the Emirates in gold, so below that the website, so www.emirates.com. We also have our L2 door, so the additional directions to operate the door in red as well. Moving along towards the middle of the aircraft here, we have Emirates, but it's in Arabic. So since Emirates is based off in Dubai, they speak English and Arabic over there. So that's probably why we have the logo in English as well as Arabic. Moving down to look at the engines, so we have beautiful engine here. So it's the GE90, and I'll move the plane around so you guys can see that the engines do kind of rotate. So you can see here, I'm going to see if I can just move it. My fingers are a little bit too fat, but they do rotate. So you can see they do spin, which is cool. Continuing along the aircraft, you can see below the wings we have our landing gear. So this is one way you can identify an aircraft, if it's a 777 or a 767, 757, or 737. So the 777 has 3 wheels, so you can kind of think of it 777 triple wheels. That's kind of how I remember it. So you can also see there's good detail underneath the wing, with the details along here, along this part of the aircraft. I'll zoom out now so you guys can take a look how it looks on the top of the wing, because there's good detail here. So you can see here we got detail with the exit, so the exit on the wing, and then the arrow is going towards the back of the wing, so in case of emergency, passengers can exit off and be guided where to go in case of an emergency. Moving along towards the back of the aircraft, we have another exit door just past the wings, and then towards the back, very back, we have our last exit door, and then the registration right past the exit door. So the registration here is Alpha 6 Echo Charlie Sierra, and then if you can look, we have the tail. So the livery on the tail, this is, I guess now can be considered the old livery for Emirates, since Emirates is coming out with a new one that looks very similar, but more like of a digitalized type stripes and such. So here we have the red coming up here, and then after the red we have green, white, and black. So this is supposed to be somewhat representative of the flag, I believe. So that's where they get these color scheme from. Moving towards the back of the aircraft, or looking from the aft of the aircraft, here we have the APU. So as you can see, there's good detail for the horizontal stabilizer as well, both the left side and the right side of the horizontal stabilizers. There's a decent amount of detail since this is a 1 to 200 model. Moving to the right side here, this model is big and kind of heavy, so I'm trying my best here to move it around. It's not as easy as the 1 to 400 models, but it's almost mirrored with additional detail of different tools and stuff used on the right side of the aircraft. So we'll start it with the registration, so that's the same obviously, and then there are door at the back. We got numerous hatches and such, good detail there. You can see below we got additional antennas on the bottom. You can see details on the cargo hatch, so it's a lot more detailed. Like you can see the handles, different indications and markings and such, the hinges, which I think is very cool, very fascinating. And then moving along, we got our exit doors, and then we go towards the wings. So very good detail. You can see the landing gear as well. And then moving towards the front, you got your other cargo hatch with the same details, great details with the door handle, indication markings, hinges, and such. And then moving back towards the front of the aircraft, you got your R1 door, as well as the nose landing gear with the Charlie Sierra from the registration, and the cockpit windows. So I did forget to mention the right engine of the aircraft on the right side. That engine does kind of spin as well on this model, which is really cool. I don't want to accidentally damage the model by sticking the pin and trying to show you guys how it spins, so you'll just have to take my word for it. But looking at the front of the aircraft, I'm going to readjust the camera so you guys can get a top-down view or angle as well. So it's a little bit hard to see from this angle, but here from the top, you can see, starting at the cockpit, we got our windshield wipers as well, and then very good detail of the different boxes with the different markings. We got painted antennas as well as real antennas sticking out. So you can see we have several. We also have a actual crystal looking thing. So there's very good detail here. You can actually read it. So it's upside down now, but it says basically cut here in emergency. Moving along, we have the red lights, and then another box where it says the same thing, cut here in emergency. Then you can see our additional antennas. So these ones are the ones that are painted on, or yeah, they're painted on. And then behind that, we got a Wi-Fi box, another cut here in emergency, and then another antenna that actually sticks out. And after that, there's another antenna that's painted on. And then we have the tail that sticks up. So I'll attempt to show you guys the bottom of the aircraft here. So we have very good detail here. You can see from the back of the aircraft, we got our paint marked here for the details back here in case of a tail strike, as well as this little bump that comes out. We got more detail along here, additional antennas that actually stick out, so you can see your red marks here. And then we have the Gemini Jets logo, more details along the bottom, the Emirates logo, so it's in red and white print, additional details of the antennas sticking out, so they're a little bit hard to see, and this plane is massive. So I'm gonna try to bring it closer to where you guys can see it. So yeah, there you can go at this angle, you can see how it kind of sticks out. And then moving along, we got a lot of detail here as well towards the nose gear with different paints and markings of the different things on the aircraft. With that being said, now I'll give you guys a look at the stand. So this is kind of a two-piece stand that I kind of put together. So you do need a screwdriver to kind of screw in this, because this metal piece here is the second part, and the wooden part here, placky looking thing, is the first part. So you can see here the stand is fairly nice. You got your Gemini200 logo here at the bottom. You have your little padding here, so it doesn't damage whatever surface you're putting the stand on, and also doesn't damage the stand, helps keep the stand safe. And the stand looks like this. So I like these types of stands. I think they're higher quality than the little metal stands that I showed you guys on the Southwest 200 models that I reviewed earlier. And so with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and put the plane on the stand. So we'll finally get to have a hole that we can insert something into.
That's what she said.
In this case, we're inserting the stand into the hole.
That's what she said.
So here we have the model sitting on the stand. I'm going to zoom out so you can see what it looks like. It looks very good. It has a decent angle where it looks like it's kind of coming into land or taking off. It is a little bit wobbly, but most stands are kind of like that, where it's a little bit wobbly and it kind of moves around a little bit. So with this model being on the stand, I'll show you guys these wheels are kind of tilt. So they do tilt forward. You can have it like flat. You can also have it tilted like this. So it works on both sides, or should work on both sides. You can see this one's already tilted up, and then you can tilt it down. So I gotta be careful. This model, the gears do seem very fragile. So the reason why I bought this model is because I've flown on the 777-300 from Houston to Dubai several times. So Houston to Dubai back and forth. So I'll start to wrap up this video by showing all sides of the aircraft for you guys to see. So we'll start with the left side here. And then from the back, from the right side, and then from the front. So I'll wrap up this video by doing a little comparison of the 1 to 400 model compared to the 1 to 200 model. So these registrations are a little bit different, but they're both the Boeing 777-300ER for Emirates. They're also both Gemini200 models, but the registrations are different. So the registration for the 1 to 400 is Alpha 6 Echo November Delta, and then the registration for the 1 to 200 is Alpha 6 Echo Charlie Sierra. So here you can see, kind of, I'll zoom in a little bit to see the magnificent size difference. I'm always amazed at how much it can be magnified as you go down in numbers. So the first plane up the front is 1 to 400, and the plane in the back is the 1 to 200. With that being said, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. This video was a little bit more difficult to make than what I thought it would be. Moving around on a 1 to 200 scale is kind of a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. I took several tries to make this video. It's going to take a while to edit by the time this comes out, but like I said, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the new subscribers and old subscribers. I appreciate it. It means so much to me. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one.